Hi everyone, welcome back to Leveling Up from the Inside. Today I have a video for my bariatric brothers and sisters that I hope is useful to you on this beautiful, amazing journey. So my name is Tish and I had gastric sleeve surgery done April of 2019. Hold on, I wrote down my notes here. So my highest weight was between 230 and like 235. When I had my surgery, I was 217. At 150, my goal weight was 140. So at 150 is when I had my circumferential tummy tuck. And then after that, I actually got down to 128 within like 6 weeks of that. So that I have to account that surgery was right in the middle of that. I did talk to the doctor while I was losing weight. I knew that I wanted to have the tummy tuck right away, but I still waited until I was very close to my goal weight, or what I thought was going to be my goal weight. So basically what we're going to cover today is how your body changes when you lose weight and where you end up with weird skin, but also once you have plastic surgery, what to expect realistically when it's skin removal surgery versus just kind of a little lipo there and a nip tuck there, because I still have areas that are a little weird. But then there are other areas where I'm like totally happy and in love. So I'm going to kind of go through all those areas. And if you have any questions for me that I don't cover in the video, please post them down below and I will try and get them, answer it for you. Or if you have a specific topic regarding plastic surgery or bariatrics that you'd like me to cover, please let me know in the comments and I will definitely try and put something together for you. All right, so let's get started. So again, gastric sleeve surgery. You can see my little gastric sleeve spots right there from the laparoscopic surgery. Awesome. So 100-pound weight loss, 230 to 128. You end up with a lot of skin. I am in my 40s and I've been overweight pretty much my whole adult life. I had my son, later, so I still, that added extra heaviness here. So when I lost that weight, I definitely had a really big tummy thing going on. My stomach muscles were all hot mess. Even when I was thinner and played sports, I always had huge arms. And when I lost the weight, it was, like I could take flight. Let's just say that I could take flight. My next problem areas in my inner thighs, I had a lot of like draping skin, if that makes sense. Like some people, I don't know. I'm sure you know what I mean by like the drapey kind of skin. And then on my backside, like down here, I had the same thing. I had like some draping going on. And it was, of all the areas, like this one just looked the worst. So I talked to my plastic surgeon, probably that summer. I had it in April, probably like July, August. I started the conversations with him because I knew like I had lost the weight fairly quickly. I was blessed like that. And I knew that I immediately wanted to get rid of this. I had the money saved and I didn't want to waste it. And I was like, I gotta get it done. So I'm gonna show you the scar. I had a circumferential tummy tuck, and what you do with that one is they pull everything down, and then back here they also pull like all this up. And the reason he recommended that is because I did have so much draping and extra skin like at the bottom of my butt. So this really, pulling it up really helped a lot. Like I still have a little left, but honestly, I just need to work out. I'm not gonna lie. If I work out, it'll probably look better. So let me show you the scar from that one. It goes all the way around. I did not use a lot of scar treatment gel. If you are interested in learning about scar treatment, different products that I used on my different areas, I'll post the tag above. I did a video on that recently, so you can see there. So you can see the scar. So that was 2019, November 2019. It is now January 2021. So it's been a year in a couple months since I had that surgery. Best investment ever. Like, just okay, so when you have gastric sleeve surgery and you lose the weight, you really are trading an unhealthy body for a healthier body, but it's still, one shape to a different other shape. So some people are really lucky and blessed, and their skin kind of bounces back a little better. If you're on the younger side, that's probably the case. Or if you were thin most of your life and then you gained weight and then you lose weight, your chances are better that you'll have some skin recovery. But for me, I was pretty much overweight my whole adult life, so there was no going, hoping that it was gonna come back. And then a pregnancy, yeah, no, it wasn't coming back. But you have to be realistic in what you're expecting your body to look like after. When I had the gastric sleeve surgery, like I said before, I had saved for this surgery, so I knew I was going to get at least that. And if you are able to, definitely consider, it doesn't have to be the full circumferential. Maybe it's just the front part where they remove, like all that extra skin that ends up kind of like down here hanging. Like to say, like my belly was hanging so low. I just got to tell you guys, this is funny as hell. When they did my tummy tuck and I saw my belly button up here, I was like, why did you put it so high? Literally, I'm telling my doctor, why did you put it so high? And he was like, because that's where they're supposed to be. Because my whole life I had like a stomach and, like a gut, and my belly button, because of my stomach, like hung lower. So when he was like, yeah, that's where it's supposed to be, I was like, holy crap, like that's where people's belly buttons are supposed to be. I don't know. That was just for me. You might know that, but for me, that was kind of an aha moment. This is where it goes, y'all. It's like that high. It's crazy. So let's go through the other areas. So one area that was obviously my next big target was my arms. I have not figured out how to insert pictures yet because I'm still pretty new. If I can insert before pictures, I will, either here at the end, or you may not get any pictures. It just depends on how much I can figure out the editing thing and putting the pictures. But so I had, even when I was thinner and I played sports in high school and college, I always had really big arms. Like it's a family thing. And my arms, not only were they hanging down really low, but they connected to my armpit pretty low. So when my doctor saw it, it was kind of a reconstruction. So most people, when they get the arm lift, their scar will go kind of from here to about here. Because he had to reconstruct the area, that's why I have it, it looks a little different. In addition, with weight or skin removal surgery, again, most people that get an arm lift, it's up here. I had a lot of extra skin like that would hang down under here. So my surgeon was awesome, and he took it down further and pulled some of this skin in and pulled some of this skin back. And it made such a huge difference. So when it comes to the arms, here's the other one. So this surgery I had in August of 2020. It's now January 2021, so it's 5 months out, which is why these are so red, because they're still fairly new and fresh. So with the arms, you definitely want to make sure that you have realistic expectations, and here's why. So if you can see with my bra right here, this little chunk-a-munk right here, like I was hoping that when the doctor took the skin in that I wouldn't have that little chunk-a-munk, because when I wear certain tops, or if I wanted to wear like a strapless dress or something, you can still see that. And I'm not sure what surgery would fix that, or if a surgery could fix that, but just be aware that you might still have areas, even though this looks way better, that are still kind of like that. Another area that's like that is kind of, I didn't have anything done to my back. I know that there's a surgery that they do where they like do lipo or something. I'm not really sure, but it's a back surgery. I didn't do that. So sometimes with certain shirts, and depending on what bra I wear, you'll see like the extra skin that's back here. Because that, even though the doctor pulled it in, it's still, there was a lot chunky monk back there. So if you can't really see it right now, you see a little bit down here. So even though I had the circumferential tummy tuck, again, my back, whatever was caught up in this, for some of you, especially, you know, those of you who are probably like at the 150 to 200 pounds lost, I would still recommend the circumferential, but you guys might end up with the fleur-de-lis or the reverse tummy tuck. The fleur-de-lis one is where they do this cut and they pull everything down, blah, 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 but then they do a cut in the middle and they pull everything in so that you get the shape. And then the reverse tummy tuck, I believe it's like they cut you like up here and then they pull it up, as far as I know. I'm not really sure how that works out on the sides, but those are other options for you depending on your shape that your doctor might say, well, okay, well, circumferential is maybe not the best for you, maybe the fleur-de-lis or the reverse one. Talk to your doctor and they'll figure it out. So let's see. Oh, let's talk about my face. Might as well, right? Let's get up close here. So I haven't done anything to my face, and I probably will, other than I have these like really bad eyes, and these are hereditary. Like there is nothing, no product. There's no product that will help me deal with these. Maybe when I'm older, I'll probably do that and like the eyelids, but I'm okay with the face. So when you lose weight, you end up with all these lines. And I will say, after I had my tummy tuck and I went down to 128, it was gnarly. Like I had a couple of them. Like you can still see a couple there, but they were so deep. That was not my healthy weight. Like I try and maintain around 135, and that's a good, like right now I think I'm at like 133. I think I was yesterday. So I just try and stay in that general zone, but anything below 130, I don't look good. So I got those kind of wrinkly things there. I do have, you know, like if I go like this, you can see the skin there. There's skin there under here. And what I figured with that, you know, I did talk to my doctor about it, and he basically said that that would be a facelift. I was not anticipating getting a facelift this early, you know. But I know that like when people go through menopause and stuff like that, like your face changes and there's extra drooping that happens. So while I may not do that right now, it's not something I've taken off the table. It's just I don't know if I need it right now. But I definitely know at some point this right here is going to get taken care of. So that's the face with that. It's kind of gnarly, but look, I got bones. Look at that. I was very excited for a sleever or any bariatric patient. When you see those for the first time, you're like, whoa, they do exist. I was excited. All right, so the next place where I had surgery was my legs. I had a medial thigh lift. So you can see the scar, it goes all the way up. And what they do is like they pull, I had a lot of draping here, like a lot of draping, which kind of joined up with the draping I had in the back. And then my knees, like the skin above here, you know, just kind of started to, it's just droopy and not looking great. So what my doctor did is he went, you know, down pretty far, and then he also like took my stitch up. So he pulled everything in, and then he also pulled it up. So it definitely looks way better. My legs are smaller. Again, if I worked out, it would look awesome. But I'm just not, you know, I'm a mom and I'm a full-time student and I work full-time. Don't judge me. So with this surgery, if you get that surgery, you know, it is an extensive scar. You can see it, you know, if you wear shorts and stuff. I don't really care, but be careful with this one. Just because of all the surgeries that I've had, it was the most delicate, especially like where it joins up like right in here with this stitch. Because every time you stand up, every time you sit down, when you're going to the bathroom, you're just moving yourself around. It's engaging that area, and holy cow, like that, it was delicate, it was sore, and I'm glad it's done. I'm just saying, if you're planning these different things, I had, you know, this done with my arms and my breast augmentation, And I kind of wish that I had done it on its own, just because it needed extra care. So that was my legs. I mean, I can show you now, like there's really not much draping. I mean, it's loosey-goosey because I haven't worked out, but in the back, I mean, I still have some of that draping, but it's not like you could see. It was extensive before. So with my breasts, I was a size, I was like a large C cup, maybe a small D cup prior to my weight loss. And when I lost weight, they got just like they were these little empty balloons. I mean, they were at least a little perky, I guess, but still, just like if I bent over, they were like these little sad little flappy things. So when I spoke to my doctor and they had like a special going and I got a discount or whatever, and I was like, sign me up for some boobs. So I did. I got 400 cc high profile under the muscle, and that basically put me in a D cup, which is kind of right around where I was before. They just look bigger now because I'm smaller. So keep that in mind, ladies. If you want to go back to your size, you're smaller now, so your size before might make you feel like they're really big. Like when I first got them, I was like, holy cow, these things are super big. They've, but they've dropped now and they're a little more normal looking. But just know that if you have a very generous bosom, I do not, and you're going through weight loss, unfortunately, you may need to have a reduction or, just again, implants. But I have to say, if you do get implants and you had boobs and then they shrivel up, it's not very painful at all. Where people complain about so much stress and so much pain is when they're like more flat and then they get that large implant, because it's stretching all that skin and all that stuff. I didn't experience any of that. Like, this was the easiest surgery of all the surgeries, was this by far. So I've covered all the areas. Let me see if there's anything I left out. Any weird chubby weirdness? Not really. Really quick to cover hair loss. I did have hair loss. I want to say when I got to about month 4, that lasted for a couple weeks. And when I had my surgeries, I did experience hair loss again after both of them, but it was briefer. It was maybe like a week, where after the bariatric surgery, it was like a month of just heavy loss. And I have really thick curly hair, and actually you guys can see some of the growth right here and all of that where it's been growing back. But I actually stopped wearing it straight just because I didn't want to damage it and all of that stuff. But after your plastic surgeries, try and stay on top of your protein. If you're taking biotin or whatever you're doing to supplement your protein, because the surgeries will bring that back again, and you don't want that to be too intense. As far as bariatrics, I think when I had my tummy tuck and I had that huge chunk of weight loss, because remember, I went into that tummy tuck at like 150, they took off 8 pounds of skin, so that would be 142, and that was in November, mid-November. And by late December, I was down to 128. So and I want to say it's because, one, you just had surgery again. I still had a lot of restriction, and which I still do. I'm like, almost 2 years out, plenty of restriction. But when they did my tummy tuck, they also did a muscle repair up here, which is what makes this flat. Otherwise, this would be like sticking out. And the muscle repair holds everything in. So I didn't really, it was kind of like being back in month 2 after my bariatric surgery, if that makes sense. One other thing I wanted to tell you guys about the tummy before I forget is, while they will do the lipo and they get everything out, there is also fat that's like, is it called visceral fat? I'm not sure, but it's like in between your organs and stuff. And while your doctor can do your muscle repair, if you have a lot of that kind of fat that's under the muscle, you may still have a little bit of a, like if I push my stomach out like that. And that's just because they can't go in and get that fat. So you have to be realistic about that. However, if you lose weight or you work out, crunches and all that stuff, once your doctor says you can, most of the time you can flatten that out once you have, the surgery done. So I think that's all I have for you guys today. If I didn't cover an area that you want me to touch on, have any questions or suggestions for videos, please post them down below. And don't forget to like and share the video if you find it useful. And I will be talking to you guys soon. Bye-bye.